Hello there and welcome to Fulcrum and the Force. I'm Jim and this is my channel dedicated to everything Star Wars. You've already seen the title, you know that this is another lightsaber video. I decided to have a closer look at some of the Hasbro Lightsabers. They're the official Star Wars official lightsabers that you can get from like Amazon or Forbidden Planet or like any shops that sell geeky merchandise. These are the ones that you can just buy on the street as normal, rather than, you know, custom ones or ones that you buy online that's specially made and that. So I actually only own one of these. I've been lent the other two by my friend Cass, so thank you for that. Just so I can take a closer look at them and show you them too. So let's start. Let's not mess about. Let's just start. Let's dive into the first one. Now, I actually had a few of these some years back. I had Luke's, I had Vader's, and I had Mace Windu's, and I really liked them, and I sold them, and that was a mistake. So I rebought Luke's from Return of the Jedi. Now, this is actually my favourite hilt from the entire Star Wars universe. It's why I have it tattooed on my arm. It's a really nice looking hilt, and it's really got a really good feel in the hand. This replica version, if you wish, is not quite movie accurate. In the film, this gold part, which on here looks more bronze, is actually very thin. It's got a thin choke on there, but with all the stuff that's inside, they had to make it a bit thicker just for it to work. So, and it also unfortunately looks a little bit plasticky, which is a shame because this is my favourite hilt and I do love this lightsaber. But I'll be honest, the more I look into the lightsabers, the more I buy them, the more I see how this is lacking in certain aspects. Doesn't mean to say I don't love it. The power box on the side is really nice. It's got your belt clip there, which no one would ever use. Obviously you got your button here, turns on. It's got a really nice colour from base to tip, if you wish. It's got good, decent enough swing. It's got clash. It doesn't flash on clash like some of the newer lightsabers. This is an older model at this point, and you can really tell that this is an older model. It feels light. It feels quite, considering this is metal, it probably doesn't feel as well made as you'd hope. Obviously these Hasbro ones, they're not for fighting with. They can take a little bit of a beating on them, but the blade bends and it will warp quite quickly. They're very much for display only. So that's the one thing about the Hasbro ones, is they're cool and they look really nice. They are only display models. You can play about with them a bit, but overall just have them up like I do. The blades don't remove. These are all completely solid, so you have no choice but to have it like this at all times. Like I said, I like this. It's got nostalgia for me. I like how it looks, and I do really like it. However, I have just bought a better version of this online, so when that comes through, we'll take a look at that and maybe we'll do a little quick comparison between the two, because I've shown you quite a lot of this at this point. So maybe I'll just show you a quick comparison between the two when I receive that other one. But yeah, that's Luke's from Return of the Jedi. Not sure how available they are at the moment. Like anything, they're available for a year or so and then they disappear. But if you wanted Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi and you wanted to pick this one up, it's still a decent lightsaber. It looks good, it sounds good, the swing on it's quite nice, and it's a decent lightsaber. The next one we're going to go with, it's a good one. Now, here's the difference between the older made style and the newer ones. This is Kylo Ren's. This is heavy. This is a heavy old hilt. Like, it feels way more solid than the Luke one does. It looks more solid than the Luke one does. Let me see if I can get in a bit closer so you can actually see what it looks like. It's really nicely made. It's really really cool, and it's got some weight to it. Its button, if I can remember, is actually in quite an odd place. The button for it is actually up here, so you'd be holding quite near the these bits, which I can't remember what they're called right now. But the button is right there. However, there is something very cool about this lightsaber. When you turn it on, it does exactly like Kylo's does. Crossguard. That was the word I was looking for. So, the main blade ignites, and then the sides ignite, just like Kylo's do in the film. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it does actually flicker like his does, because this is unstable. It's made from an unstable crystal, and that's why you had to put the crossguard on there to expel some of the power, because it's very unstable. It's got a nice sound to it. It's quite loud. Again, this one doesn't have flash on clash, but the clash is really, really nice on it. And the sound is really, it's a really good sound font. Let me show you that again so you can see it. So it's the middle, and then the sides. That is very, very cool. This is very much a two-handed lightsaber. I don't know how you would hold this in one hand. It's so heavy. Like, it's so heavy that I'm not even sure that I could put it up on a wall. It's that heavy. But that's good, because it feels weighty. It feels like a weapon. It feels like, you know, something with some meat behind it. There you go. I'll show it to you closer. It's got some really nice weathering on the hilt. Obviously, all the cables are actual. Sorry, all the cables are actual cables, as opposed to just being, you know, molded in with that. It's so well done. It's so well made. It looks fantastic. Like, all over, all the weathering, like where the heat would have discolored this. It's so cool. This is one of the better, I would say. I would probably say that this is the best Hasbro lightsaber, in my opinion. It's a cool design, but it's also a very nicely built and designed lightsaber. See, and like with the later ones, the swing is much better on them. And it sounds just like Kylo's, which is very, very cool. So yeah, so I would say that this is probably my favourite of all the Hasbro lightsabers. Now, this next one is quite new. In fact, it's probably about a month old, if that. It's another unique design. It's another very heavy lightsaber. Not quite as heavy as Kylo's, but here we have the Count Dooku's. It's so pretty. Like, the chrome on this, that's the difference between that and that. You know, you can almost see, it's very hard to hold them together, but you can see the difference in quality there between this, which has got a very, I mean, obviously Luke's had a little bit more of an aluminium feel to it than this chromey effect, but the chrome really kind of makes it feel like a premium lightsaber, if you wish. Now, obviously, you've got your curved hilt. You've got this bit here. I think in the films itself, that's the on-off switch. If I'm honest, from a fighting standpoint, that's the worst place you could have an on-off switch, because you're holding it. Like, anywhere you hold it, you're going to accidentally turn it off and turn it on. The whole point is you hold it there and you hold it there, and you're just going to keep turning it off and on. So on this, the actual button is just there, which makes more sense. In the grand scheme of things, if you were holding it, that's where you would hold it. This has got a covert clip as well. Covert clips are built so that you can hang it off of like a little clip that goes on your belt. I'm not sure why that's on there, because you can't remove this blade. Like the Luke one, and sorry, I meant to mention that the Kylo one, because they're not the deluxe versions, the Hasbro deluxe ones, you can remove the blade. Because they're the normal versions, the blades don't remove. So that, I don't know why it's there. You can't do anything with it. But this let me get a nice close up. This is a really cool looking hilt. Obviously it's curved. Dooku has a curved hilt, which is a lot more dark side than it is anything else. They use the curved hilt to try and distract on where you think they're gonna put the blade, because it's an odd shape. And to be honest, I don't know how you would single wield this. You would have to dual wield it. Although in the film he holds it with. Sorry about that. In the film he holds it with one hand, and like that, which I get, and like you've got good action there, but it's so heavy, like your wrist. I guess they're using the Force. It doesn't matter, does it? But it's a heavy old beast. So here it is. So that's got a very deep hum. The swing. You need to give it some welly to get the swing to go. But it's got a really nice deep sound on it. It's a very cool hilt. It's a very nice looking hilt. I don't know how you would display that, because I guess like that, I'm assuming, or maybe on its side possibly. But yeah, it's an odd shape to display, because you can't have it stood up like that, because the base of it won't sit anywhere. So yeah, I guess you'd have to have it like that, which is quite cool as long as you've got the space for it. It's pretty sweet. It's a really nice looking hilt. It's a really well made hilt. The last two, this one and the Kylo one, you can really tell the difference, like, and how they've stepped up their production of them. They are starting to cost more, but you can tell why. Like, it does make a difference. I think the Luke one cost me £110, and I think this one was around 180. So, you know, you are paying a little bit more, but you are getting a much better quality lightsaber, and when it's sat on display, it's going to look a lot cooler too, you know. And it does make a difference. And to be fair, I think it's worth paying the extra for them to look this nice. So yeah, there you go. That is Count Dooku's lightsaber, and those are the 3 Hasbro ones I currently have, or at least currently have access to. Tell me if you've got a Hasbro one and which one it is and how you like it. I think as time goes on, the more I get into these lightsabers, the more I'm realizing how some of the screen-made hilts don't work in reality. But then at the same time, reality, do you know what I mean? Star Wars, it's a bit of fun. It's imagination. There's no way they should have to work in reality. But you know, that's just how it is. I like to hold ones that you feel like you can actually use. So yeah, so let me know if you've got one. Let me know if there's any other Hasbro ones that you'd like me to take a closer look at, and I'll see if I can get hold of them. Like I said, I do have a better version of Luke's coming. I also have another mystery box coming. So when they get here, I might even do an unboxing of them, so you can see them as soon as I can see them. But yeah, next video will probably be either Lego, because I've built the Razor Crest now, can do a closer look at that, or I don't know. I quite enjoyed doing the character sort of focus, which is quite cool, so I might do another one of those. Or I could actually do a review of the Darth Vader comics, which I'm completely up to date with now, so I might do that. But yeah, we'll see. Let me know what you want to see down in the comments. And as always, Star Wars, all love, no hate, please. And just keep it nice and friendly and happy and joyful, because at the end of the day, this is an entertainment and it's subjective and it's just fun. So until next time, always remember, we are one with the Force, and the Force is with us. And I'll catch you soon.